Alan, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on the contract extension here at the club. Can I get your thoughts on signing the new deal?
Yeah, look, I'm delighted. I'm delighted that the board have put trust in me to keep going, as I feel it's only the start, I suppose. But negotiations have been going on the last while, and it wasn't a difficult decision, by any means. So I'm delighted. The club, it's a massive club, and we feel we're going in the right direction. Loads of work to do.
You say it was an easy decision for you. Do you feel as though you're, in some sense, just getting started in terms of working towards the goals that you set out for yourself when you first signed?
Yeah, look, that's a good question. I feel like you're getting started. There's been a lot of change. A lot of change since I've come in. I felt it's been needed. To say we're getting started, I'm not so sure. We're into the journey in some way. There's players have come, there's players that have gone out, but the players have been fantastic attitude-wise this year for me. I've been delighted with everything, every aspect. They've come through tough times and bounced back. And look, we look to add to it and help them. But is it the start? I'm not sure it's the start, but we're somewhere in our journey.
And amidst all that change, one thing that won't be changing, of course, is that your backroom staff of Stevie and Detzer have signed alongside you here today. How important was it for you to keep the band together, so to speak, and have the certainty that you'll have the staff committed here for as long as you'll be here? Yeah,
look, the two lads that have been there, when you're looking for, I suppose, staff to work with you, you're looking for number one, somebody you can trust. And in those two, I trust them with my lives, really. They've been there for me through everything. And we know that there's been some difficult moments in that. Like Stevie O'Donnell himself is really a manager and an outstanding manager. At that time, he's got clubs to Europe. He's won the Cup with Pats. So, and I'm sure he'll go back to manage again, and that's what he'll want to do. Like even in the last year, I've had a couple of clubs on asking about Stevie to be manage their club. So delighted to have him. He's a real, acquisition to this club. Derek, again, like Stevie's a winner, and that's what we really like about him. Captain this club, fantastic fella, really improving as a coach and great on the game. I suppose through the difficult time, he's hurt more than the three of us because he's lived it. He's captained this club and a stalwart and a legend of this club, and had to live it every day when we were struggling. So delighted to have the two of them, and the rest of the staff there in time, will obviously stay with us, but delighted with those two.
You say that they were there with you through some of the difficult times. I think it's fair to say that you've probably experienced the entire spectrum of emotions in the 18 months that you've been here. How have you found your time at the club so far? Has it been what you expected it to be?
I probably found it challenging. Come in initially, and obviously there was the issue with the under-21s, which people didn't know the full story about. I just needed to get over a window before stepping away from it. So it was challenging. Then obviously results, and look, I'm not knocking anyone before, but I just thought the squad that we inherited wasn't at the level I wanted. That needed to change, and to do that you need time. And I just think, particularly at Bows, is not something you get a lot of. You get time. So. But look, there's a lot of help in the background. Pat Fennan and myself work closely together, so we're slowly changing things around to where we want. But how have I found my time? I suppose challenging, but exciting at times as well, because I've seen both ends of it. I've seen Dalymount absolutely bouncing on, beating, say, Rovers, Pats and so on, and the place being hopping. I've obviously seen it like that walk that I have to do from the dugout into the dressing rooms isn't nice. I understand the frustration, so it's been challenging.
You did have a tough time on the pitch in your first year. You obviously joined part way through the season. The season had already begun, transfer window had passed, and you hadn't much of an opportunity really to shape, I guess, your team. But with a few transfer windows and a bit of time gone past now, we're sitting second at the table. As you said earlier on, everything seems to be moving in the right direction. And I know it'll forever be a work in progress, but how close do you feel we are to an Alan Reynolds team?
And look, your recruitment is everything. It makes or breaks you, really. There has been a lot of change and a lot of players. I'm sure you have the numbers on the players that have come in and out. And I felt it's been needed. You don't get every signing right. We've gambled on a couple this year, particularly one. And you do that at times. But I think you need 3 or 4 windows. Say this window, we tried to sign a couple more, say defenders or whatever it be. But we can't compete with some of the clubs here, and you're very close to getting them done, and next minute an offer comes in and you lose out. So how close is it? Like I think it's another window or two, and you're there. But I'm delighted with the group of players I have there. They've given me everything. But you know, we need to add all the time. They can't stand still.
You said about having the numbers. I do have the numbers. In the 18 months that you've been here, you've had, in terms of permanent deals, you've had 21 players leave the club and 14 come in, and only 3 of the 14 that you signed have gone back out the door. So does that suggest that for the most part the players have been a good fit and that your recruitment is going to plan?
Yeah. Look, I suppose I've been very happy with them. Some of the players we've brought in, Morahan, Rossi and Dawson have come in as well. Colin Whelan is one that's slow. He's been out for 3 years coming in. Dougie's come in. And look, the lads have been here. The Jordan, Adam MacDonald, Dale Rooney. Look, I'm probably missing out lads. You know, there's been a good blend. I need to shake it up, I suppose, and bring in. I felt it needed a big change, and it needs more. You know, more recruitment coming in the next few windows as such. But yeah, happy with it. You don't get them all right. And even regards, say, Alex Lacey, who picks up an injury, has had a tough year, coming back, breaks down again, due to be back in the next week. So I'm not saying you get them all right, but I'm very happy with the majority, you know, and you need a bit of luck with some of those.
How challenging was it for you to navigate the force window, obviously, when you're bringing in your own players for the first time and you have the likes of Keith Buckley and Rob Cornwall who have been out with long-term injuries, and you probably don't really know what to expect in terms of whether you're going to get the players back fully fit, but yet you have to try and build a team knowing that the lads are in the wings there as well?
Yeah, it's a great question, because last year I felt the dressing room, whatever about quality-wise, I wasn't sure about, but leadership was really lacking, and that's where the likes of Rob and Bucko were a massive loss in struggling times. And I even could see by them last year, they felt helpless. We can't do anything about it, you know, we can talk, but I can't go out and do it. But them this year, like, they're obviously, at the start of the season, like 2 new signings, and have been brilliant. Their leadership qualities have been outstanding and have helped. What Keith Buckley does here, you know, you don't see on the pitch, it's around the whole place, is you talk about captains, he's one of the best I've seen.
And just on the note of transfers then as well, we obviously had a new body come into the club there this week. Can you give us a bit of detail on him?
Yeah, Gabriel has come in. Again, he's played 95 times in League One. I mean, I use Sean Grennan as an example, who came here and was outstanding. You know, what a defender he was for us, and a massive loss. And Keane come back. We were also looking for one to come in to replace Sean. But Sean is over there now in League One, you know, trying to make his way. And Gabriel has played 94, 95 times. So you can see that's the level he's played at. As a player, I think the fans will like. He's a no-nonsense defender. Loves defending, quick, aggressive, uses the ball well. So I think he'd be a good addition to us, and I think the fans will enjoy him.
And just some more numbers for you here, because I do love numbers. Just to put some figures kind of on the context of how your reign has been so far. You had a 25.8% win rate last season in the league. You're over 48% this year, and you're at 55% even for the 20 games since those first 9 at the start of the season. Do you feel that the progress has been as clear on the eye as the numbers suggest?
I think at times it has. In certain games, you know, the fans have enjoyed watching us. They've seen us playing really well. There's other days they've looked and scratching their heads, I'm sure, to go, is there any improvement here? But I think in overall, I'd say, well, the board obviously see it. I think the fans have seen that it's turning. But there's loads of work to do, and definitely with Stevie and Derek there, like, we're always looking to improve. And as I said earlier, they're winners. I'm a winner myself, and we have to keep going and doing as much as we can to make sure we get to where we want to be. I would say we'll never be happy. We'll always want to improve, and we'll always be looking for the next player or the next way of playing or whatever it be. But as I think you said at the start, it's not the start, but we're into our journey, but loads to do on our journey.
And lastly then, if you were just to give a message to the fans, what would that be?
The message to the fans is... a great question there. Is obviously to stick with us, trust us. You know, we were working extremely hard, but we need them. We need them behind us, because the difference it makes to the players, to the staff, to everyone, where we come into these 6 games, 7 games that are left, and the place is absolutely bouncing. We need that for our last home game. So let's stick with us.
Well, Alan, congratulations on the contract extension and best luck.
Thank you. How's that?
Magic.